will tell you when I don't have a transition screen, but I still have a transition screen, which I'm about to change.
Alright.
Okay, so now it should have the game up, and audio should be fine. I don't actually know, so I'm just using wishful thinking as opposed to actual streaming technology here.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see, I think we're slightly ahead of schedule, so if you want to do a little more than 15 minutes, you can, but don't go wild.
Okay.
And I will just count you off if you're good to go and there's no other issues.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Alright, get going with your obviously a speed run in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. And before I start here, I don't want to spoil anybody, so I'm gonna back out to stage 1 in this game, because this is a new game. This is meant to be a showcase. Okay. Anti-spoiler gone. So what this game is I want to get better with avoidances. And this game came out this year, and honestly, this is one of my favorite fan games ever. Because, first off, I really love avoidance. And when I first got into fan games, I looked at avoidance, and I kind of had this expression that was something close to what face. Because, first off, you're putting Vocaloids, which to me was new at the time, with just dodging a bunch of cherries. And there was a problem that I had with avoidance, which was, well, when you die at the end of it, it really sucks to have to start over. Would you agree with that, Wolfie?
Yeah, when you're starting out, it's really, really daunting. When you see all these avoidances that are crazily long, and you know that if you mess up once, it's back to the beginning. As a beginner, that's like, oh god, no.
So, like, I don't know, I had a hard time getting into it, because it was just so daunting. But there came a time when eventually I got into games like Camellia 3's, Series Z3, and some other games that were just avoidance. And part of that was helped by Bingo, actually, playing some easier avoidances and stuff, but eventually I came to love the genre. But I kind of look back sometimes and I just think, what if there was something that could have eased that transition for me? So that's what this game is to me. If I could go back in time, as a young fan game player, being like, I want to play the coolest games and get good at avoidance fast, you know what I would do? I would play this. That's exactly what I would do. So, I'm going to show off an avoidance here, and just kind of take you through kind of a mindset of an avoidance player, of what I would do as just starting out, right? So like, it's like, okay, here's some cherries, we're gonna dodge some stuff, this isn't too bad. There's a cute sprite up at the top, it's kind of adorable. Oh man, okay, that almost got me, but we're fine. And oh my gosh, there's some crazy stuff going on. It's like, this is all like reasonable to do on first time attempting this, right? But then, this happens. And that's heartbreaking, because you look at the timer, and you're like, dude, I got a third the way through the boss without making a mistake, just by dodging stuff. It felt good. It was a good feeling. And then just insta-gib. There's nothing you can do. You're just dead. It sucks, right? Like, it's just like, man, like, there's nothing I could have done to be ready for that. What do I do, Wolfie? What do you do?
That's a feeling every fan game player comes to at some point in their lives. And they get their hopes up like, oh god, I'm playing well. Oh.
Right? So...
And you just sit there, it's like, well...
So, like, what I love about this game is, okay, most players, if you ask people, like, what do you do about these things? And a lot of people, like, get turned off by this. You'll ask good players, be like, okay, well, why don't you record it and then play it back later and watch your mistake and see what you could have done differently? Go watch a video, go watch somebody else, how they solved the problem. But you know what this game does that's so awesome is it gives you a built-in solution. So, what I'm going to do is hit F2 and go back to the menu. And we're going to go to Options. And there's a lot of stuff on here. We're going to get to some of it later. But right now, I just want to take you to the controls and look at the rebinds that we have. We have something here called save state, and we have a save state deletion. Basically, this game has a built-in emulator that you can use to practice a fight from different points in the fight that you get to choose where you save that state at. And also there's a practice mode that you have to turn on to enable that. So if you're going to play this game, a good thing to do is to make sure you have these keys bound to something that you want to use. Once you've done that, we're going to go back to the same fight, and we're gonna give it some vengeance, okay? But first off, you gotta enable practice mode. And there's a bug in this game right now. I think Quentin, the maker, he's going to patch this at some point. But you start practice mode, and it starts the background sound really loud. Once you start the fight, though, it's fine. You know you're in practice mode because there's this purple square with the blue cherry over in the corner. And now, what I want you to notice is up at the top, where the timer is, I can now press the save state button. And you'll see there's a green line that just appeared. So now, when I die, and I'm going to press the R button to reset, I'm back where I saved my state at. Which I just thought was the coolest thing ever. So now we're gonna just go through the fight, and we're gonna get back to this point right here. So now it's like, okay, what do we do? Oh man, I can't jump over him from there. Okay, let's try to go higher. Oh, that was almost good enough. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time. Hey, it worked.
No way.
It worked, man. All we had to do was get higher up. But see, like, that saved me so much time. Instead of having to, like, refight the fight over and over and over and test different things, it's such a cool idea that you can just, like, you know, put a save state in and practice it over and over from that point. And so that's just one reason why I love this game.
Yeah, it makes the grind of just learning something a lot more bearable, I guess. Especially when you're not as accustomed to a lot of the avoidance attacks that you'll see in a lot of avoidances.
I feel like definitely, once you've played avoidance for long enough, you get a feel for the kinds of attacks you're gonna have. And you kind of, like, learn almost, like, to read, like, the mind of, like, the person who made it. So that you're thinking ahead, like, what's gonna happen, and it takes less attempts to figure stuff out. But when you're starting out, that just wrecked me so much. So anyway, thanks to our valiant efforts with the practice tool as well, we beat the boss. So that means we can just leave, right? Well, no. Actually, you can't reach the portal because you're in practice mode. You would have to beat the boss again without practice mode enabled to actually clear it, but hey, now you know the attacks, now you know what to do. And now, the annoying part of learning an avoidance is over. Now you can just have fun. And that's what I think is great about this. So, that's just one thing about this game that's great. But you know what's even better, Wolfie? And chat? You can play as any character you want. That's in the game. There's a lot to choose from. I could play
mod support one day so you can add your own characters.
Dude, wouldn't that be awesome? You want to take him on as Yoshi? Get revenge for Yoshi who died in that game earlier today? You can do that. You want to be Luca, because Luca's adorable. With purple hair. Oh, Luca's awesome. You can play as Luca. There's so much cool stuff in this game with all these things. It's awesome. Luca's one of my favorites.
That is really, really cool, actually. I really like character customization. It's one of those, like, little polish effects that just makes the game, like, neat, you know? That's how it's done in Culture 2 as well, and I love that. Who's your favorite character kick?
You know, honestly, probably Outline Kid. Everybody who knows me... Everyone who knows me knows Outline Kid is, like, one of my favorite characters in a fan game. I love playing as Outline Kid. But Luca's pretty good. But yeah, this avoidance right here, Mysterious Box, is one of my favorites. I'm going to try to not spoil you guys too much with all the contents of this game. I'm just going to play a couple of my favorites and show off some of the features. But I just love this song.
There's some really fun and impressive fights in this game. Would definitely recommend going in spoiler-free if you can. Which can be hard sometimes, but you know, it's worth it.
Oh, I got Gibbs. See, okay, I should have used practice tool. I would have been alive. I would have been fine. I'm bad, Wolfie. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we're going to turn on the anti-spoiler, because I don't want... If people want to play this game through, and they want to know... They want to not know how long the game is, I'm not going to show how many stages there are, and whatnot. But I'm going to teleport you now to a specific boss that I really want to show off for something else. This is Turret.
So we have permission to sour please in chat.
We definitely need some sour please. This is one of my favorite fights ever. You like this boss, don't you, Wolfie?
I do. It's really, really good.
Okay, so
Probably
one thing I want to show off here that this game does to balance its avoidances as well, to keep the game from being like overwhelming for newer players especially, is for this boss, it gives you 5 HP. So you can get hit multiple times without dying, which is, I think it makes it kind of chill and fun, because otherwise Tyrant can be brutally difficult to learn the first time. So like, you have the practice mode, you have some bosses that are, you know, they're nerfed because of the HP. There's some attacks that are nerfed as well. I just think it's all around a really fun game to get you into it that way. What are your thoughts on HP with bosses, Wolfie?
one for like an original boss or for a boss that already exists.
Either way, I guess. I'd be curious to hear.
I mean, it's really good for practice purposes. It's a good like way to make something less daunting for people who don't want to just, you know, grind it for however long it might take them. It's another option, which isn't a bad thing, I don't think. It's nice.
Oh, this fight's so fun.
Speaking of, I still need to beat Tarot. Like as a whole.
Dude, same.
It's on my to-do list.
Dude, we're so close. Alright, we're gonna get some superpowers here. We're gonna switch to Outline Kid. And I'm gonna show off my next favorite feature of this game. By using the up and down arrows, you can actually speed up the FPS rate of the game. Have you ever tried Tarot on 70 FPS, Wolfie?
I haven't, but I get the feeling that I want to.
It is extremely fun.
So is that the highest you can turn up to?
You can go up to 100.
Okay. Oh. Extreme.
I'm getting destroyed. This might take me a few tries to get anywhere. But the other thing is, you can actually turn it up and down as you go.
If you really want to mix up your avoidance life, then you can change FPS on the fly. That's living in the current year.
There's some... There's a good way to practice your reflexes if you want. I've got to get to a certain part of the song though, because it sounds really good on 70. So we're gonna get there on 50 because I'm bad, and this will help make it easier. Dude, I'd love to see that Walsk. I would definitely love to see that. Casual Craft is an amazing avoidance player. Alright, here we go. I love this song on 70. Cannot guarantee I'm gonna beat this though. In fact, I'm pretty sure I won't. Frick. Doesn't help when I jump into bullets. Aww.
Gotta say, that sounds pretty good when it's at 70.
Dude, it doesnn't it? The first time I heard it, I was like, Craigasm. I loved it.
That is really, really good.
It's really good. So yeah, this game in general, in case you haven't picked up, it's a medley game of avoidances from other games. You've seen medleys, you've seen, for example, Series Z3 that Bummerman just played, where, like, all the needle screens are screens from different games. This game just does the same thing, but with avoidances instead. And it adds some features into it to give it the ability for you to customize it how you want, which I think is really fun. And with the even though some of the bosses have been nerfed, because you can speed up the FPS of the game, you can make it as challenging or as easy as you want. You can make it so that, you know, you can play as whatever character you want. You can make this... You can make it impossible, in fact, if you want. You can play as a black outline kid on a black background boss.
Yeah.
You can do
True visual
so many
challenge.
things with this game, and it's so cool. So that's the reason why I wanted to show this off today. Because I feel like not enough people know about this game, for one. And for two, I feel like this game has a lot of good ideas that other people who are making fan games, they could borrow some of these ideas. If you're making an avoidance game and you're trying to figure out how to balance this to make it fun, but also, like, you know, good for newer players, but also challenging for expert players, take some of these ideas and make something good out of it, because there's a lot of good stuff here. Because to me, avoidance is a special genre. It's a great genre. It's really good. But I think it's just a little daunting for newer players to get into. But if newer fan game makers can take some of these ideas and put it into their avoidances, I think a lot more people would give avoidance a try.
Yeah.
Jake?
What's up?
That's about 15 minutes if you'd like to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm about done.
Okay.
Without spoiling more things in the game, I think that's a good place to end it.
Okay, that sounds great. Don't close it for a second. Give me a second to go to the transition screen, then you can close it.
Alright. I think, Wolfie, I think